Power concerns, and Alfonso Quiroz from Con Edison is joining us now by phone to tell us how the city's electrical system is expected to fare as the storm continues to pick up. Alfonso, thanks for speaking with us. We anticipate significant power outages with this storm. What's going on right now?
Well, we're looking very, very closely at how the storm is progressing, and we really feel that at this point that this could be one of the worst storms that we've seen in our history. Yesterday and the day before, we had started to mobilize our crew members. We moved some of our vehicles and other low-lying equipment that was in low-lying areas to higher ground. We've sought out mutual aid crews and put all of our 14,000 men and women on standby, and to be working, many of them working around the clock.
And have you gotten reports of any power outages at this point?
Right now there is some scattered outages. We've got about 3,000 customers who are out. Some of them are in Brooklyn. We are expecting that number to rise significantly today, throughout the day, especially towards 8 o'clock tonight.
And where are you expecting the worst of it to occur?
Well, obviously, it's hard to tell, but we are looking very closely at those low-lying areas, such as areas in Brooklyn and Queens, and especially in Lower Manhattan, close to Wall Street and Battery Park City. Those are the areas where, obviously, for anyone that remembers from Irene, flooding from seawater, which is salt water, can really damage a lot of our underground electrical equipment. And in those areas, we're really looking closely, because those are the areas that we actually may have to shut down preemptively if the water gets to a certain level. We have what we're called storm riders out in each of these locations, either a camera or a person, who are watching the water level. And if it gets to a certain level, we will have to shut certain equipment off. And the reason why we do that is that it becomes easier to re-energize once the water is gone.
And, based on what we're hearing in terms of the magnitude of this storm and how slow-moving it is, I get the sense that it's going to take longer for you guys to be able to get power turned back on and resume normal operations and service with Sandy as opposed to Irene last year.
That's absolutely right. I mean, we do have to wait until the storm passes. We can't send our crew members out in the middle of a hurricane, and we won't put them in harm's way. But once the storm is over, and once it's safe enough for us to send our crews out, we will be sending them out to make restorations, and we're going to ask for the patience from all of our customers as we work to make these restorations.
All right, and just finally, is there anything that the folks at home can do to conserve power to make your lives a little easier, your work a little bit easier?
Well, one of the big things I was saying is that now is the time to make sure that all your cell phones are recharged, that all of your mobile handheld devices are all recharged, because you want to be able to communicate if your power does go out. The other thing is just, and we always say this, is be sure don't go anywhere near down wires. You never want to assume that they are de-energized. You always want to assume that they're live, and that obviously means you want to touch them or move them with your hands or any other kind of object.
All right, Alfonso Quiroz of Con Ed, thanks so much for briefing us, and of course we will be talking back and forth with you throughout the next couple of